So this is where this leopard killed last night, right under the tree here. Dragged it off. Been for a drive this morning, and I didn't see anything. I drove around thinking it might have dragged it off. I'm seeing red over there, so I think the carcass is actually just still close by. Thought it might have dragged it off, but we'll see that it's been heavily consumed, I would expect. Yeah, so I can see up ahead of me now. Just be careful to walk here, walk in blood and guts and what have you. You can see the kill was dragged here, so there's the carcass. Just checking this leopard's not here. It's probably not too far away. It hasn't hoisted the kill, which is interesting. But you can see how, to lighten it, the stomach was pulled out and discarded onto this side over here. You can actually see still full of grass, so that would be the rumen, as it's called, or it's essentially just the big stomach, and you've got some of the intestines and other bits and pieces over here. Like I said, often pulled out of kills, especially when the predators in a bit of a hurry to get it hoisted, so they want to rid it of weight, reduce the weight, and then pull it up a tree. Now this one hasn't taken it up a tree. I'm just seeing there's a chunk of fur over there. I've just got quite a lot of fur on the ground here. This is very typical leopard feeding behavior. So if you had to see the remains of a kill like this and didn't know which predator it was, you start looking for bits and pieces as to what may have made the kill. So essentially that kill was here under the tree. It was dragged initially to here. This is probably where I could hear it using its side teeth to actually get through the hide and the belly area, and then it opened it up and has pulled it all out, and then it's dragged it to that spot over there. So we're going to move around there now and have a look at what is actually left of this kill. Like I said, I'm sure the leopard is moved away. Might not be too far, but could be quite a distance away. Typically they would try and hoist the kill, like I said, and keep it secure over a few days. Leaving it on the ground like this means it's susceptible to being stolen by hyenas. Bit of guts here on the ground again. You can actually see how all the organs have been taken out of the thoracic cavity, been eaten. The legs have been stripped, the hind legs, all the meat been taken off those. I just want to move around here quickly so you can actually see. I'm just going to get my shadow off it. You can actually see the ears being eaten. Eyes still there. You can see a claws had its been in the eyelid over there, and a lot of the meat, really nice meat up here on the rib area, has been taken, cartilage off the lower ribs. But you can actually see there's still quite a lot of meat on those ribs, up onto the back, front legs, the neck. The hide and the back legs have pretty much been finished off, so you can see all of the bones stripped there. Now, quite a bit of meat left here that this leopard is likely to return this evening to feed on it. It's quite interesting that it again has left it out in the sun, totally exposed in the open. Not hidden it away because it will attract the attention of vultures potentially today, and obviously being out in the sun, it's going to really start to get a lot of flies and smell bad and start to rot pretty quickly. So it's not sure if it was disturbed, again being so close to the house over here, but it would have been better to hide it even in a thick bush like this nearby. Lots of shade over there, like I said, or hoisting it into one of the bigger trees nearby. But it hasn't done so, so we'll see. Maybe it doesn't return. Maybe it's just decided it's had enough and moving on, and that's why it's left it out here. It couldn't care less. It's not usual for them to do that, but may well have done. And then, of course, like I said, with the vulture activity, it won't be long before a few other animals know that this is here. And even if they know vultures through the day, tonight with the scent drifting around, we just had wild dog hyena interaction not even 200-300 yards to the south of us here. So the hyenas with a very acute sense of smell will probably pick up on this carcass, especially with the heat of today, going to get the smells nice and ripe. So they'll come in and finish it off. So I'm sure this time tomorrow morning there won't be much left here at all. Okay, so just coming around and having a good look at the carcass from this side. You can see the front legs are still intact with the whole rib cage. Everything's taken out, the neck over there, nose is quite bloodied. Got the back legs. Interesting thing is, you know, you can see how the spine has been severed right here at the back of the rib cage. So that short piece towards the tail area and the hips themselves, the upper legs are missing. So maybe lying in the bush here. There is a few blood specks on the ground that I've seen over here. So it looks like it was pulled into two pieces and maybe been fed on at a different spot. Leopards won't then carry big chunks of meat like that for a huge distance and eat them elsewhere or store them. I'm sure, you know, it's just lying in the bush close by here somewhere. And I doubt it was taken by hyena, because hyena would have pretty much then finished off this whole thing. It wouldn't be lying neatly intact as it is here now. It would have been, you know, really finished off, and they would have actually been still hanging around. So I think the hyenas can be ruled out as having taken this kill from the leopard through the night, because they'd be around here and there'd be nothing left. So couldn't be dogs or cheetah either that could have disturbed the leopard. They typically don't take kills from other animals. They like fresh kills. So I think it was the leopard all by itself here last night. It's difficult to say what happened in the hours from when we left it to this morning, but let's just see. We'll be ready for it this afternoon, see what comes. As we said, vultures are descending now. Look at all the vultures in the sky. I've got them on the ground over here. You can see them. They've picked up on the kill. Lots of them coming in. Is just coming in. Happened is these lions, maybe the ones I saw this morning, have been watching the vultures descending, showing again how predators are all vulture watchers. Looking for an easy meal. You can see she's very unwary, very wary. What made this kill? What else is in the area? There are other lions behind her. I can see where she goes. Are now going to come in there a little bit wary. They're still standing in the background. I saw at least another one or two. And that pretty much means the meal for the vulture is now over, because the lions are going to crunch up whatever's left there. That's the lions I saw this morning. They were quite hungry and in need of some food. So it's just again showing that lions are also not beyond scavenging. Everyone has this idea that it's just the hyenas that do that, but you can very clearly see now, yeah, she's quite thin. Grab any meal she can get hold of. I think now that she's settled, the others are coming in. Okay, so I've just jumped in the car now. The lions have actually taken this kill all the way around past our water hole, sort of water plant area, and I can hear them growling in the back, so I'm sure they're close to the road on the perimeter of the property. This is where they've just come through now. You can see our elephant fence. And they've grabbed it and they've pulled it down. So I'm hopefully going to get them close to the road here. We can watch them finishing off this kill. There's vultures just taking off. Right up ahead of us here. See the blood all over the face. That's right. It's just full. You can see the whole pile is here now. Not going to go too close just yet. They're squabbling quite a bit.
Scaring the little ones.
You can see now they're really hungry. 2 poles behind them is actually the sign to a house, entry sign that comes in, and elephants broke that off. So another bigger one coming through the back. So obviously the little ones, or the younger ones, had been in the background. You can see the other one coming up now from the causeway area as well over there. Quite a few lines there at the moment. Nice to get all this action.
Meat for them.
No, I mean the leopard had eaten quite a lot of it, and then the vultures were really tucking into it now, and they were all just suddenly took off and flew up and wondering what was going on, and then the lion came in. So the vultures ate their share, and whatever's left now is just bits and pieces for these lions. It looks like a young male coming through there now. You can see the ribs are showing a little bit. These lions are hungry. 2 bigger ones on the left. Everyone's hungry at the moment. The fact that the lions are moving this time of the day, they're either driven by hunger, just normally out hunting, or in this case they definitely would have seen all those vultures. Probably would have been not too far from here when they saw the vultures descending, and they've moved in for an easy meal. Interesting because he's the young male and he's physically bigger than 1 or 2 of those others that are on the kill at the moment. They're just cheeky youngsters. You could smack. All is being shredded. Some of the other lions are just running away. It's like, I can't handle all this aggression.
Check at that.
Yes, those 2 are going at it. Male on the right's got his leg, he's wandering away with that. Female at the back is like shell shocked, he's probably vegetarian and moved off. You see the vultures now still flying around above us, quite a lot of them up here. We'll go a bit closer to those other guys. See, now this is where you see the mentality of lions. They're real savages. You have that orderly feeding of the wild dog, even hyena to a large degree, social animals, and then you get the lions and chaos reigns supreme. You can see here now the one on the right over there has got a chunk of the meat, doesn't want to let it go. No ways is letting it go. Totally oblivious to the fact that the other lion is busy chowing the rest of the carcass behind him. So interesting animals. It's like you lie there all day long hanging onto that bone, mate. I'll just eat the meat while you're not looking. I've had enough. Gonna get some out of the direct sun on this one. The male's coming back, you know, he's sure gonna have a bit of a squabble. He's physically quite superior to them.
He's got a big full stomach.
You know, that's something else. You can see the lioness walking through the back there, her belly is empty, so. He's going back to see if there's anything left here where they were squabbling to start with. Nope. Just bloodstain.
Somebody's... Look here, Trevor. There's lions on the other side there by the rocks. They're coming. There's a lion on the rock there. And there's one coming through the roof.
Well, it could well be another pride. Or it could be an extension of this.
Here it is.
You know, this is quite a big group. One on the rock at the back there. Yeah, it would be the same pride. A big pride that we've got in our area here. One of the few prides that we've got. And they'll tend to fragment and scatter, and you can see the greeting taking place there. You know, when food's difficult to come by or they're out on the hunt, especially young males being dispersed by the bigger males. But he's hungry though, he's coming in. You can see his face is all dirty. He's also had a kill recently. He might just come in and dump these youngsters. That one's picked up the leg over there. Yeah. So he's crunching away on something now. You can see a little bit of red. Found some bone or meat that's been left behind. It's the thing with lions, there's so much chaos at their kills that there's bits and pieces that fly off all over the place. There's always something else for another predator to eat. Quite a bit of noise. I think these lions are back here at where the kill originally took place. Yeah, here's some big male here, you can see. So this is where the stomach contents were, and he's sniffing that out now. The smell wasn't there this morning though, so I think he's arrived on the scene pretty late. You can see he's got the scarred eye, bitten ear, right ear's missing, left ear's bit mauled. So I think he's been trailing the pride and he's now arrived on the scene and he's trying to see where the kill was. He's now looking inside the garden, looking for a kid on a bike, dog wandering around. Got to be very careful here. The little fence I've got here is actually not connected at the moment. It's called the Kenya fence. It's actually been broken by a leopard chasing an Impala into it a few weeks back, and I haven't actually fixed it. But it basically means that outside of the electric fence which the predators walk beneath, there's no actual security here for the kids or the dog. You've got to be outside with them all the time. You can see how this line is right here. He's watching us, or looking inside the yard. And I let the kids out for a minute by themselves. They come running around the corner chasing each other, and you'll be after them. One bite and it's over. So I'm probably going to have to go out now and chase him away. He's not going to like that. I won't chase him away now, but if he makes an attempt to come into the yard, you see he's going now. Somebody else must have come out. He's running away. You can actually see how they react. A lot of people think that they are just going to attack, but given the opportunity and an escape route, they'd rather move away from people, avoid confrontation. We are, after all, the most savage predator on the planet. Well, that worked out well. I wasn't expecting to have all that action, but it's incredible the way this environment is so dynamic and things totally unexpected can happen on a daily basis. So I hope you enjoyed that. But why don't you go and have a look at another video now that's just after this one. It's going to show you what I actually saw before I actually came here this morning to video the Impala, the aftermath of the Leopard having fed on it. I dropped the kids off at school. I was on my way back, and I was very fortunate to be able to witness and video another interaction between predators. So have a look at the next video. Enjoy.